How's it going, everyone? Sean Finnegan here for IGN. I'm joined by Darren Brazil and Mike Pereira, and we're here to talk about that killer Flash episode that aired last night. Guys, right off the top, if you haven't seen this episode, this is going to be a discussion full of spoilers, so make sure you catch the episode before you listen to this video. Let's jump right in. We found out a lot of really cool stuff for all of the characters this episode, but the big one is that we finally found out who Harrison Wells truly is.
Yeah, and we found out a few episodes, or the episode previous to that, kind of a little bit about his background, right? That he was Reverse Flash or Professor Zoom, whatever we're going to call him. Eobard Thawne. We found out that he's Eobard Thawne.
Straight from the comics.
Straight from the comics, as my friend Mike here says. And what's cool about that is we also find out he's from a few centuries in the future. He's a distant relative of Eddie. And we kind of find out what his motives for being around are, right? Which is not so much to kill Barry Allen or kill the Flash, which he originally wanted to do. We find out also that he killed his mother. But now he needs the Flash. He needs the Flash and to utilize his abilities to get back into the future, into his own time. And I think it makes him quite an interesting anti-hero, not quite villain, quasi-villain of sorts. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, what do you think about this? Earlier in the show, it's always been kind of hinted at for the audience that while he does have some sinister actions, Harrison Wells, he does tend to have this very personal and close relationship with Barry, where he cares for him. So with all of these things that he's been doing and all these kind of bad things, like, what do we feel like it...
Well, this threw me for a loop, actually, because I was expecting him to be training the Flash to actually take on something in the future. Like, I thought he came back to, like, train Barry to become the best Flash he could be. But this makes him way more selfish, I would say. I mean, he's just stuck there and he wants to get out, so he's just using all these people around him, using Cisco and the whole team, the Star Labs team. And I thought it was an awesome twist.
Yeah. So speaking of like these sinister actions that Harrison Wells kind of has been doing, and particularly in this episode, one of the other big reveals is like once it is deduced who he actually is, which is something that Cisco does, something crazy happens, which is what?
Yeah, Cisco bites the dust, which I thought at first Harrison Wells does this thing where he puts his hand up, starts vibrating it super fast, and I thought he was just going to slap him like 1,000 times over and over again.
Which would also kill him.
Yeah, that's how he's going to take him out, right? But no, instead, he's vibrating it, and then he's vibrating so fast, it's like a knife, right? He penetrates his chest and kills him. That said, I don't think Cisco is quite dead yet, or at least going to stay dead. But we'll get there later, right?
Right, which it kind of all ties together, which is the kind of next point, is that we see Barry Allen reach new levels of his abilities and his superhuman powers. He runs faster than he's ever ran before. My favorite moment of the episode, personally, again, spoiler alert, is that Barry Allen dodges a lightning bolt to save Detective West.
He even had time to look at the bolt, stare at it a little bit, right? Notice it was going to hit, his father-in-law or not father-in-law, but adopted father. And yeah, it was the coolest scene, and it was shot beautifully. I mean, the TV budget for this is amazing what they're able to execute.
Great shot, yeah. So this implies that now Barry Allen can or has the ability to travel faster than light.
And the other thing too about the lightning bolt thing is that yes, he travels faster than light now, right? Which then leads to the fact that in the end of the episode, he time travels.
Right, which is sort of the big reveal, which kind of not undoes, but has the potential to undo all of the events of the episode themselves, which is something that I wanted to talk to you guys about with how the episode ends, which is this, oh my God, I've accidentally time traveled and now I'm stuck maybe a day or two in the past. We see the same shot happen earlier in that episode. What do you think that means for the continuity? Will Cisco live? Iris West, who declares her love for Barry, is that still a thing? Like, how is this all going to weigh in going forward?
They are not killing Cisco. There's no way you can kill a Cisco like that. I think this is just kind of a clever way to show the audience like how bad Eobard wants to go back to the future. So this is more for the audience just to see where things could go. But the Flash he's totally going to save Cisco.
Also, yeah, Cisco's part of the main cast. Like, he's beloved by the audience and provides the comic relief, and also in many ways is the voice of reason for the audience. He has these snappy sort of like comebacks and sarcastic remarks that kind of remind us that we're watching a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, he is the audience basically. Like whenever I'm watching him and I say, I will say something and then he will say it and it's like, oh, he's my boy.
Cisco's coming back. He will not reveal himself to Iris. They will not share their love for each other. All that's getting undone. Well, we just got this beautiful tease for the future to see how the audience will react. And I think everyone's super excited about it. But it's cool because now it all reverts back, maybe, and Barry was the only one with that knowledge at this point moving forward, and that's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. Keep in mind, even if that all does get undone, he still will not know the truth about Harrison Wells. Yeah. He has hints to it, but doesn't know it for a fact, so it's very interesting.
You had one more thing to say, Mike, before we wrap up?
Oh, he doesn't know about Cisco either, so he doesn't know that there are people he needs to save.
Which is how I think this time travel thing works really well for the Flash. Is in the end, it's the superhero who has the information, who has to change the destiny and the outcome of everything. It's great. Anyway, Flash is on a really great track, particularly with that last episode. If you didn't catch it, make sure you do before the next one rolls around, because we will certainly be talking about it here. For Mike Pereira and Darren Brazil, I'm Sean Finnegan. Stay tuned to IGN.